Hello, everyone, and welcome to your Bronco Scoop. On today's podcast, we're going to be talking to Brooke Semler, a graduating senior this year at Western Michigan University.
Hi, Jack. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Okay, Brooke, so I know that you're in the Honors College. So tell
Yeah.
me a little bit about your experience there. How did you like it? Did you dislikes? How'd that kind of go for you?
I joined the Honors College my freshman year, first semester at Western, and I have loved my experience being in it. Starting with like the priority registration that you get joining it was always great, never having to worry about what classes I was going to get into. It was a little daunting having to write the honors thesis before graduation, but we're almost done. I defend on Wednesday, so it's definitely worth it, and I would highly recommend.
Yeah, well, good luck to you on that. And I know that you guys have kind of especially with the people who actually go to the Honors College, you kind of have a close relationship with a lot of the people that work there, right? Could you kind of talk to me about that?
Yeah, definitely. You get an honors college advisor once you join the honors college, and they are in addition to your advisor with your major, and they kind of help you through any questions you might have, as well as specifically Anthony Helms in the honors college. He is a great resource for anyone there. His door is always open, and he's very accessible to students, and kind of will just help in any aspect that you need, as well as the honors college staff always make sure that the honors college is stocked with like things like hot chocolate for the students in the winter when it's cold. So if they're coming in to study, they've always got something to drink while they're there.
So is the Honor College open to anyone, whether or not they're actually in the college? Can anybody kind of just walk in and get some advice?
Yeah, anyone can definitely walk in. I don't think that they would ever turn a student away that was looking to get help. They definitely will prioritize the honors students, but anyone's welcome to go in.
Very cool, very cool. So I also know you're in aviation. And so could you kind of walk me through that? Did you come in with your private pilot's license, or were you always a Western flight student from the get-go?
I came in with my private pilot's license, but I did mine a little bit differently. I started my private pilot's license about halfway through my senior year of high school. And I don't know about you, Jack, but I was pretty busy in high school and really could only find time to flight train on the weekends because I was at school every day from like 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. So there was really never time to flight train. So I ended up coming to Western before I finished up my private pilot's license. But I went home just about every weekend to finish it up. I'm from just about an hour north of Chicago, so not too far. And I got really close to finishing it. Let's see, the winter break of my freshman year. And then we actually had a government shutdown that year, and my pilot examiner couldn't work. So I ended up finishing it and getting that license the summer after my freshman year of college, and then started actually flight training at Western the like October of that next upcoming sophomore year.
Very cool. So did that put you behind the curve at all, or do you think that kind of maybe helped you in preparing for what was coming in the next coming years at Western?
I personally loved where I got my private pilot's license. It was a great flight school. I still have really close relationships with all of the staff and faculty that worked there, and so I'm very very happy that I did it that way. Some students definitely struggle when they come in having their private because Western is definitely training you to be a professional pilot, and some of these other flight schools are just training you to fly for fun. So the standards and knowledge that you need to match what Western is teaching their students is a little higher. So it takes a lot of adjustment for some students, myself included, when starting to flight train at Western. But personally, I was very happy that I did it that way.
So would you recommend students do that, or do you think the transition course is a little more of a harder way to break into that kind of role?
Jack, I'm going to be honest with you, the transition course was not fun. And that's the worst part about doing the private outside is that you do have to complete that transition course, which is basically just 10 lessons. So you can learn the Cirrus aircraft that we fly here at Western and kind of our rules and procedures that we follow. And it's pretty tricky, and there's a lot of tests and knowledge that go into it. So if you can get through those 10 lessons, then I definitely would recommend getting the private outside. But we have actually had like a couple students that have really, really struggled in it and redone their private at Western.
So it's almost a make or break moment, kind of a weeder course, if you will.
Yeah, you could say that.
Gotcha, gotcha. Okay, so you are graduating here very soon. So what are your future plans? What are you planning to do after you graduate?
Well, I am hoping to become a flight instructor and teach other students how to fly here at Western. I will hopefully start the training for that sometime this summer, and then kind of continue that flight training. And then the end goal would be to be an airline pilot. But the way that works is when I graduate, I'll have about 250 flight hours and in 1,000 before an airline will hire us, or hire me, excuse me. So I will flight instruct for probably about 2 years to build those hours, and then I'll start with what's called a regional airline. So those are the ones that are smaller that you don't hear of very often, like Envoy, Republic, SkyWest, and they fly under the umbrella of like United Express, Delta Connections, American Eagle, and they do the smaller little pond hop flights from like Detroit to Chicago. So then I'll spend a couple years with them, and then the end goal would be to work for United Airlines.
Very exciting. Seems like you've got a lot going on.
Definitely.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for being on the Broncos Scoop. We'll go ahead and wrap it up here. So thank you everybody for listening. And as always, have a good day.